about a third of the way through the season. We've started pretty well. Couple of very annoying games to tell you about. But I've decided to come back for another game at home to Tonnerre. So brace yourselves for a 3-all draw. Right, here we go. Home Tonnerre. We know what happens in these. They are level on points with us. We are 4 games off the top, as you can see, with a game in hand. Much better goal difference. We'll have a quick look at our schedule. Oh, look at this. 3-0, 6-1, 5-0, 6-1, 5-0, 4-0, 4-0. We've been absolutely crushing people. Except in this one here, where we had a man sent off and conceded a penalty. A late 86th minute penalty. Having taken the lead and outplayed them until the man got sent off. So thank you, referee. And this one, where we took the lead 3 times and conceded 3 equalisers to the only 3 shots they had all day. And if that sounds familiar, that's because we've seen that sort of pattern twice before against Tonnerre. Although at least Tonnerre had the decency to have a few more shots in those games. But now, I think it is first choice boys today, although that said, actually, well, technically Eto was supposed to be first choice, but he's injured anyway. So, looks like we're going to have to start with no, that's Chonu. Umpondo. What is going on? Right, we'll leave Banner on the bench. Hassana can come on, he's not as fit, but he's more match sharp. Only on the bench anyway. Everyone else should be okay to go, I think. Yes, I know he's lacking in match sharpness. Well aware of that, thank you very much. I'm kind of thinking of abandoning the whole half-back thing, because we did play that against Cannon. And whilst we did take the lead, we weren't sort of really at our best. And honestly, I think we should probably just be taking games to people these days. Right, let's just tell everyone I've got faith in them. I mean, we have proven with the amount of goals we're scoring. I mean, a lot of the time last season we were sort of beating people, but not by much. I mean, this season, as you can see, most of our wins have been by very comfortable margins. So we are, oh my word, definitely a good side. We do kind of need, oh, hello, he's nicked it back. I saw something happen on the table there, I'm not quite sure what it was. Go on, Guy Roger. And Boris still isn't particularly happy. Oh, Mpondo! Get in! Look too shabby there, did he? So much for not being sharp. Right, well, we know what happens when we get goals against Tonnerre, don't we? We get equalised against. No, what I saw was Cannon taking the lead, which is disappointing. Rostan's not going to make that. Okay, Din picks it up. Nicely worked in the middle, but didn't really get us anywhere. Oh, now we've worked some space, we'll be saying. Okay, Mpondo. So I think it puts Mpondo down as sort of like 1 star. He's actually not that bad, but he's just some way off of the others, basically. This is again another one of those highlights that could really have started a little bit later. Oh, he's tried it again. I don't know why. He probably had other better options there than Mpondo, to be perfectly honest. Right. Well, I'm sorry, if he'd have scored that, and again, that would have been pretty much the first thing they've done all day. Well done, Kingo. Right. I mean, I would say get second, but you have thrown away a 2-0 lead against this lot and got a 3-all draw out of it before. So, in fact, we went 3-2 down in that game, if I remember rightly. I think that's the one game against Tonnerre at home that's finished 3-all that you haven't seen. Boris! Oh, Boris. Oh! Can't miss chances against this lot because we know what will happen. Oh, we've injured one of their players, apparently. We can see too many equalisers to this lot. And bear in mind that I think... Oh, that was not where we needed that. Tell me that's not the highlight. Oh, it's still going. Oh, that apparently was the highlight. That was all we were building up to. Well, we are dominating them. But it's still only 1-0, so I know you're capable of better, lads, because you're not actually playing out your skins here, are you? To be fair, that was really doing an awful lot. I don't know, he's come a long way off his line. Oh great, Rostan's hurt. Oh my word, it's a total mix-up. And Rostand, I think that might be the last thing he does. We're going to stick Chonu on. And Rostand has given us a 2-0 lead. That was a terrible, terrible mix-up in their defence. I don't know what they were doing. What did happen here? He gets it, plays it to him, gets it back again, and then just leaves it for Boris to prod to Rostand. Well, again, still not exactly playing brilliantly. Right, this time I am going to take a Senge off when I spot him. Well, they've had another injury as well. A bit of a bad day for injuries, isn't it? We've had Rostand get some sort of knock. They've had 2 players taken off with injury. Oh, Chonu nearly gets in there. So, what we'll have a quick look at some point as well today is see what the job situation's like in Norway. See if anyone's on shaky ground yet. I know it's still early, but you never know. And we can just at least possibly identify some early front runners for a potential role. But I mean, the way this season's going, I might well be here until certainly the end of the league season. If we get through in the cup to like the quarterfinals, honestly, I'm not going to be that bothered about finishing the cup off. I'm not staying around for 2 months to finish that off. Well, I think we are probably in continental competition again, so. But it's so patchy because you get like sort of 3 games in a week and then nothing for the rest of the month, and then again, and it's an awful lot of sort of clicking forward without really much happening. And you have to try and fit in some friendlies to keep the boys fit, and yeah, it's just a not. Oh, Chonu, 3-0. It's not a particularly fun time of year. That's all I'm saying. And this is all about winning the title. We've won the cup already. We've played in continental competition already. This is about trying to get this title this season. I mean, obviously, if it gets away from us and we end up quite a few points adrift, I'll just start looking. I'm under contract until the end of this calendar year, so I might have to resign if I find another job that I want, or just resign anyway. But yeah, we'll have a see. I mean, this, barring a horrendous late collapse, and they still haven't had a shot on target, so I'm hoping it's not going to be the case. I mean, this hopefully is a sign of how we've improved, because we have handled Ton Air today easily. 3-0, confident win. Loving your work, boys. Well done. Okay, just a quick little peek at the situation in Norway. There are a couple of top flight sides who are insecure on the job status. I'm not quite sure how easy it would be for me to get a top flight job in Norway. Ålesund possibly, and a 2.5-star reputation as a club, so maybe. I mean, they are bottom apparently of the Elite Syrian, yeah. It's very early days there, though. So Viking, they might not consider me. Don't know. I mean, their loss, obviously. But there are at least a couple of people whose jobs are on shaky ground already. But we're not quite looking at that yet. What we are looking at is a game away to Les Astres. And, okay, we've got Banner in central midfield because Eto's still not back and Banner is now fit and he is still better than Pondo. Otherwise, it's basically the same lineup. Boris still unhappy, but we've got another one. He was supposed to be like one of our halfbacks, I think, but being as I'm not really playing halfbacks, they're not getting in. And he came complaining because I'd promised him extra playing time, or more playing time than he was getting. And I'm kind of going to use him as a centre-back now. Him I can do that with. The other one I'm not quite sure. I think he can probably play centre-back, although I think both of them were probably putting as half-back because they can't head the ball. So I don't really necessarily want them back there. But then, you know, maybe we offload them because they're probably just luxuries we don't need at this point. So when the transfer window opens up again, we might get rid. Give us a couple of slots in the squad. Oh, Gabriel Banner! What a free kick that was! What a strike! Look at this. Oh yeah, that's beautiful. He has been magnificent this season. As you can see, that's his 8th goal. And you know, he's not a forward. He's an attacking player, obviously, but he's not a forward. So, right, now, PWD Bamenda. If you could score every time you shoot against Canon Yaoundé, I'd appreciate it. Oh, there we go. Come on, boys, let's get the second. Let's, oh, Com. Oh, he's tried to chip the keeper. Alain Com. Come on, lads. Let's grab ourselves a second goal. I mean, they don't seem to be doing a lot, but then sometimes these teams don't have to, do they? Boris, that was wild. I'm not entirely sure how much of a highlight that actually was. Right, you can definitely step this up a gear. Clearly on top of the better side, although possession-wise we don't seem to be really doing it. And I'd like us to win the ball back here if you don't mind. Apparently you do mind. This is going to be their chance. Fortunately that was a terrible shot. But why are they... Oh, hello. Oh, no, Rostan's got that. Com. Yeah, as I say, you made the run offside. Oh, Rostand slots it home. It's 2-0. Now we can relax a little, because we'd have to really sink to let them back into this now, having offered so little. Oh, of course, Canyon, they're taking the lead. Right, let's just get that goal difference even better than theirs. Okay. A lot of pretty knocking it about, and that really didn't do anything, did it? It's going to be one of those ones where it's their highlight. No, unfortunately, because they can't pass either. Banner. Oh, interesting. I thought Kingo was in there, but knocked it down for Boris. He makes it 3-0. And now I can relax a bit. Right, I'll tell you what we are going to do. We're going to have a look and see. I think we'll bring them Pondo on actually and give him. Actually, no, because he can play in the under 18s, and when Eto gets back, he's not going to be on the bench, so there's not much point doing that. Let's put Zapata on. We'll take Com off. I think he's not looked great, and let's give Ayuk a bit of playing time in there as well, and we might have a look at Chonu in a few minutes' time. Keep him sharper when we need him. Oh, no, that was terrible. Rostand. Is he on? Looks like he was. Yep, 4-0. By the 17th. Oh, if they're just drawn against Canyon, they would be at our mercy at this point. Right. Okay, let's get Chonu on for Boris. Leave Rostand on so we can hunt for his hat-trick. And yeah, I mean, this is the sort of performance we've been putting in pretty much all season. Against everyone that's not Canon Hyundai or that weird one against PWD. Oh, Chonu. See, I mean, he's not exactly our first choice player, and he scored 9 goals this season. 5-0. Well, of course they get a second. Did you have no shots then, PWD? Because I thought you scored every time you hit the ball at the goal. Right, well, 5-0. We are staying in their slipstream. If we win that game in hand, we're a point behind with at least 11 goals on them goal difference wise. I mean, look at our goal difference. 33 in 11 games. We average a 3-goal win. And yet somehow have not won 2 of our matches. Well, like I say, we will probably come back somewhere around sort of mid-June. That'll be about another third of the way through the season. So yeah, well, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I mean, I could come back for the game against Cannon, couldn't I? That sounds like it might be the way to go. That's a lot for me to trek through, but we'll come back for home Cannon Hyundai and see if we can A, have kept the pressure up on them, B, hopefully possibly even overtaken them if they've slipped up, and see if we win that game and win our game in hand, we're top anyway. So we will see. Anyway, good comfortable episode, wasn't it? And yeah, let's hope for more of the same. Okay, well, thank you for joining me. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.